काफी टाइम से स्टेडियम नहीं गए, आज स्टेडियम आके कैसा लग रहा है?
वेल मेरे लिए तो इनिशियली आई थॉट मैं यहाँ पे आ रहा हूँ ना, तो एक जनरली व्हेन यू गो फॉर एन इवेंट एक दिमाग में कुछ कुछ चल रहा होता है कि ये होगा वो होगा. आई फॉरगॉट वन मेन थिंग.
क्या?
कि यहाँ पे 90% वाले ना मोबाइल के साथ रहेंगे.
हाँ.
बिकॉज एवरीथिंग फॉर देम इज अराउंड द मोबाइल फोन. सो इट्स गुड टू बी हियर. थैंक्स फॉर द वेलकम. इतने प्यार से इन्होंने वेलकम किया है. सो आई एम जस्ट होपिंग कि अभी जितना भी समय हम यहाँ बिताएंगे इट विल बी अ लॉट ऑफ फन एंड यू नो विल ट्राई टू मेक द इवनिंग लाइट. एंड आप सबकी खिंचाई होगी बेसिकली, और कुछ नहीं होगा.
कैन एवरीबॉडी हियर माही भाई ऑल द वे एट द बैक इज वेल? सबको सुनाए, आवाज आ रही है? ठीक है माही भाई, सवाल जवाब पे हम आते हैं, पर सबसे पहले 2 मिनट अगर हम क्रिकेट की बात करें तो क्या लग रहा है वर्ल्ड कप के बारे में? टीम मचा तो रही है.
हमारी टीम बहुत स्ट्रांग है. अभी हमने एक एड कैंपेन भी किया है. सो आई डोंट वांट टू जिंक्स इट बाय सेइंग एनीथिंग मोर, बट भावनाओं को समझो. एंड इट्स अ वेरी गुड टीम. बहुत अच्छा बैलेंस है टीम का. हर लोग अच्छा खेल रहे हैं. सो एवरीथिंग इज लुकिंग वेरी गुड. सो इससे ज़्यादा मैं कुछ नहीं बोलूँगा. बाकी समझदार को इशारा काफ़ी है.
तो माही भाई, आज ऑडियंस में बहुत सारे क्रिएटर्स हैं एंड आई बिलीव कि यू नो ऑन सम लेवल बीइंग एन एथलीट एंड बीइंग अ क्रिएटर देयर आर सम पैरेलल्स. सो आज कुछ कुछ सवाल मैंने और शरण ने डिस्कस किए जो आपकी ज़िंदगी में कुछ कुछ जो रिलेटेबल एक्सपीरियंस है जो हमारे क्रिएटर्स को भी रिलेट कर पाए, वैसे कुछ कुछ सवाल है. तो पहला तो आप मोबाइल फ़ोन देख रहे हो इतने, ठीक है, लेकिन हमने सुना है कि आपको कॉल करना बहुत मुश्किल है क्योंकि यू आर नॉट द मोस्ट टेक सेवी पर्सन. आप फोन रखते नहीं हो आपके पास, आप व्हाट्सएप नहीं करते. डज बीइंग डिस्कनेक्टेड हेल्प?
आई थिंक इट हेल्प्स अ लॉट. एंड फ़ोन है मेरे पास. एंड द ओनली टाइम आई रियली लुक फॉर माई फोन इज रात को सोने से पहले, क्योंकि सवेरे का अलार्म लगाना होता है. सो फॉर मी माई फोन बेसिकली डज द जॉब ऑफ यू नो वेकिंग मी अप इन द मॉर्निंग.
और कैंडी क्रश?
कैंडी क्रश इज ऑन द आईपैड. मुझे फ़ोन पे गेम खेलना नहीं पसंद. यहाँ पे काफ़ी गेमर्स भी हैं. सो फोन में दिखता नहीं है. इट्स ऑल टू स्मॉल एंड आई एम एजिंग. सो एनीवेज यू नो जो भी खेलते हैं इतना छोटा हो जाता है कि दिखता नहीं है. बट एनीवेज कमिंग, व्हाट वाज द क्वेश्चन? आई फॉरगॉट द क्वेश्चन.
आप जब आप डिस्कनेक्टेड रहना पसंद करते हो, डज दैट हेल्प? वाज दैट कॉन्शियस डिसीजन?
स्पेशली इन आवर केस इट हेल्प्स इन अ बिग वे बिकॉज वी आर ऑल ह्यूमंस. एंड जब आप इंडिया के लिए खेल रहे होते हो और इफ़ यू आर अ नोन पर्सनैलिटी देन एवरीबडी हैज़ एन ओपिनियन अबाउट यू. आप कुछ भी करते हैं तो उसके बारे में एक ओपिनियन होगा. कुछ लोग अच्छा बोलेंगे, कुछ लोग खराब बोलेंगे. And as humans, if you are too much connected to the social media or the mobile phone, you are spending a lot of time over there. आपको अच्छा भी लगता है, बुरा भी लगता है. कई बार आपको पता होता है कि बात का कोई रेलिवेंस नहीं है, बट बिकॉज वी आर ह्यूमंस यू स्टिल फील बैड. So especially before big tournaments or when you're going through a lean patch, I always advise the youngsters, मोबाइल से थोड़ा दूर रहो. इनफैक्ट अगर मोबाइल देखना भी, अपार्ट फ्रॉम यू नो हाउ इट इज सपोज टू बी यूज, अगर इंस्टाग्राम में हो, ट्विटर में हो या दूसरे सोशल मीडिया साइट्स में हो, डोंट गेट इन टू रीडिंग द कमेंट्स. You have to realize a lot of people, they comment for the sake of having fun. They also don't mean it, but it's fun for them. But when you are going through a lean patch, you know, cricket mein ho ya life mein ho, everything starts to hurt. So anyways, you have so much pressure on yourself, you want to avoid any undue pressure. You know, ये सारी चीज़ें अवॉइडेबल है. अगर मैं पढ़ूंगा नहीं तो यू नो आई वोंट बी थिंकिंग अबाउट इट. एनीवेज जो मुझे सॉर्ट आउट करना है लाइफ के बारे में, उसके बारे में तो मैं सोच ही रहा हूँ. आई हैव क्लोज फ्रेंड्स, आई हैव पेरेंट्स, गार्जियंस, दे विल हेल्प मी आउट. सो दैट वे इट हैज़ रियली हेल्प मी. एंड आई ऑलवेज कीप टेलिंग द यंगस्टर्स, प्लीज़ यू नो जितना मिनिमल यूज़ करोगे उतना अच्छा है.
So I wanted to ask something. So before you retired, I'm sure there was a lot of expectations on you in terms of performing in cricket, and every day would have been really, really difficult in terms of dealing with the expectations. But now that you've retired, has
One second, retired from international cricket.
From-
point to be noted.
भाई. Hello.
There's a CSK fan.
वैसे माही भाई, good. How's the knee feeling?
Knee have survived the operation, so now going through the
Excellent.
rehab patch and rehab exercises चल रहे हैं. नवंबर तक डॉक्टर ने बोला था you'll feel much better by November, but daily life में ऐसा कोई problem नहीं है.
तो retired from international cricket only. Please
So,
continue.
Retired from international cricket, has life become easier in terms of the expectations and the pressure? Has life become easier in general?
Well, you know, frankly, if you ask me, if you're a celebrity in India, if people look up to you, there's always certain amount of responsibility, roles that you're supposed to fulfill, and that expectation is always there. Also, I'm only playing IPL, which means I'm actively playing cricket for 2 months in a year. In fact, it's slightly more difficult because I'm not playing throughout the year. So now my role and responsibility for CSK or towards cricket, I have to keep myself fit. Right. So I have to plan the whole year where, what I need to do, when I need to do. I'm 42, running 43, which means I have to eat nicely. I can't just eat what I want to eat. You have to train because at the end of the day, nobody cares if you're 42, 45 or 50. If you're competing with people at the top level, you have to be at the same benchmark, what they are setting. They may be 20, they may be 15, they may be 17. So if you're competing with them, you have to be like them. So there's no excuses for that. So that's one of the reasons I find it slightly more difficult. You have to be very motivated. At the same time, your friends keep on complaining. They'll be like, we gave you a lot of time, now that you have retired from international cricket, you have to spend some time with us. You need to eat what we are eating and all of that. Right. So you have to balance it out. So that expectation level, that pressure is still there.
Got it.
Mahi, I would love to know, थोड़ा मुझे कैप्टनसी के बारे में बात करना है, because a lot of people here run their own offices, a lot of them are entrepreneurs, they also have their own teams. एक तो मुझे जानना है कि when did you find out, what was the moment you found out you're going to be captain, and did you think of the moment you were captain like, okay, what am I going to be like in the dressing room, because there's a new leader in the dressing room. तो एक तो कब पता चला आपको?
It's very interesting. If I'm not wrong, it was 2007 में हमारा इंग्लैंड का टूर चल रहा था. So they made me the vice captain for the limited over format, ODI में. And then when the seniors, they were not coming for the T20 World Cup, there were, very good chances that they'll make me the captain. So it was a new thing for me, frankly. Coming from Jharkhand, it was Bihar initially. I never thought I'll play for the country. That was the first thing. So, जब country खेलने का ही dream उतना बड़ा नहीं होता है, तो you cannot ever imagine, even in your dreams, कि you'll captain the side. So it was a surprise for me. I was happy, yes, but at the same time I said, how should I look at it? So I looked at it as an added role and responsibility that was given to me. Not to forget, I had seniors who were part of the side from long before. I was relatively new. 2004 December I made my debut. So I was like, I'll just keep it as a role and a responsibility. I will never think about myself as a captain. I don't want to change myself in the dressing room. Yes, I have that responsibility of picking the 11. On the field, I have to guide the fielders, take the bowling changes seriously, and I just kept it to that. Outside the field, I never showed to anyone or told anyone, that as if I am the captain of the side, you need to do this, you need to do that, because when there are seniors in the side, you have to earn their respect. That's one of the most important thing. If you are a leader, if you are a boss, you want to have the respect of the people you are leading or representing. So for me, that was my biggest challenge.
Yeah. So how do you actually keep calm and cool when the situation is so, it looks almost next to impossible? Like one of the instances that I can think of is the India versus Bangladesh match where they required 1 run in 2 balls, right? 2 runs in 3 balls, and we won the match. Like, how do you kind of compose yourself in these sort of situations? Like, are you really cool inside, or is it just the, the exterior looks cool?
नहीं, पहला तो ऐसा लग रहा है ना मुझे बीच में बैठा के दोनों तरफ से गोलियां चल रही हैं. But it's a lot more fun because I can share my experience with you guys, and I've always been someone that believes in the process. I'm not someone who looks at the result. So even in this scenario, I was never thinking, what if we lose the game? I was thinking, what can be done? What should Hardik bowl? What is the field setting that I should have? Where whatever resources I have, what is the best way to make the most of the resources I have? If I have half a glass of water, I don't think about the other half that is not there. So at that point of time, I'm thinking, okay, this is the length we need to bowl. If you're going for a Yorker, what are the pros and cons? The only thing is everything needs to happen very quickly. So you need to take I would say, a good decision at that point of time, because best decisions generally बाद में आते हैं. Boardroom में बैठेंगे आराम से सोचेंगे बात करेंगे, but a lot of times in cricket you don't have the luxury of time. So we kept it simple. We are like, this is the length that you should bowl, and we'll take it from there. We'll take it 1 ball at a time, and it worked. At the end of the day it worked. But the thing is not to think about the result. Result is whatever you do, the process you are following, the byproduct is the result. So if you need to revisit, you revisit the process. You know, result, it's more like a learning, you know, it tells you what went wrong. So you take the learnings out of it. You don't carry that excess baggage on your head, oh, I lost, this happened, that happened. No, it's all irrelevant. You lost, you accept that loss. And the only way to move forward is to take the learnings out of it.
Speaking of learnings, my wife. Yes, yes. I always wondered, you know, you have the brand of being Captain Cool, right? तो जब आपको फीडबैक देना होता था कोई क्रिकेटर को, तो आप कैसे फीडबैक देते थे कि ये चेंज करना है? लाइक वाज देयर अ पर्टिकुलर अप्रोच जो सबसे इफेक्टिव रहा है?
Like in our environment, I always preferred one-on-one. If you see, Indians, we are emotional people. You know, I know the whole world is turning and saying, you know, we need to be much more professional. But our strength is that emotion, you know, as simple as that. We are the only country that has maybe 10,000 patriotic songs. You know, we have songs for our family, we have songs for wife, brother, sister, everything. So we run on emotion. So I always believe one-on-one works for a simple reason. Let's say if I'm addressing a team, let's say even in business, there are like 14, 15 people in a room. And if you point finger at someone, all of a sudden he feels bad about it. The thing is, he's not hearing or listening to what you are saying. He has just felt bad and he doesn't like it. So I always prefer talking one-on-one. One-on-one में ये होता है कि, let's say if I say a sentence to him in front of 15 people, he will feel bad. If I take him to a side and maybe add a few more grammar or adjectives to it, you know, he will still be fine with it.
तो प्लेयर को कोने में लेके जाके ओ श्री वहां पे गर्लफ्रेंड नहीं है तेरी, अलग से बोलते थे.
No, these things so you can say on television also, you know, because basically what you mean is everything is happening here. Why are you looking on the other side? So as simple as that.
Do you remember any example of, you know, someone was having a tough time and you gave them some particular feedback that really helped them? कुछ याद है आपको कोई स्पेसिफिक?
ऐसा काफी बार होता है. वो थोड़ा हनुमान की तरह होता है. You know, जब लंका जाना था समुद्र के ऊपर से, तो हनुमान जी always had that power in him, but he was not aware about it. So जब आपको प्रेशर सिचुएशन में जब आप आते हैं, तो कई बार आप अपनी स्ट्रेंथ जो होता है, you know, आप वो भूल जाते हैं. You stop believing in yourself. So others, your teammates are believing in you, but the first person that loses faith is you yourself. You know, on the talent that you have. So कई बार वापस बोलना पड़ता है कि, you know, this is your strength. You know, these are the places that we can work. But as of now, keep working on the strength that you have, because your strength will get you out of the difficult situation. So usually a lot of times what we have felt is, even मतलब टाइम को हम लोग गेज करते हैं, कई बार आपको टेक्निकल चीज़ें सही करने का टाइम नहीं होता है. सो यू से कि लीव दैट असाइड. व्हाट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट राइट नाउ इज दिस मैन फॉर मी इन द टूर्नामेंट. So a lot of time you even give them false confidence. Because it is important. A confident guy is much better than a talented guy who always keeps questioning himself.
That's very true. Yeah.
So, you know, again what it depicts is you have to make the most of what you have. So we have a 15-member squad or a 16-member squad. उसमें से ही player खेलेंगे, उससे ही हम जीत के आगे बढ़ेंगे. So what's the best way in which we can perform to 80 or 90% of the potential that we have?
You have of course helped many players in their journey, my boy, but as a leader, you know, you have to be strong. You have to not show your emotions. You have to, no matter जो भी हो रहा है, आपको एक strong face दिखाना होता है. But how do you be vulnerable? कभी आपको किसी चीज की मदद की जरूरत है. You know, were you able to be emotional in front of the other players कि विराट मुझे ये तकलीफ हो रही है, या हार्दिक, you know, I'm having trouble with this. Were you able to be vulnerable? Is that something that you ever did?
No. Irrespective of how strong you are, irrespective of whether you are a leader or not, there will be times when you will also feel the same kind of pressure. It's just that I'm not very good at expressing. I don't express much. I keep things to myself, you know, so that's how I deal with it. You know, the good thing with me is I try to be in the present. So once I'm inside, once I'm in the situation, I don't think too much about whether I'm in form or I'm out of form. For me, okay, what is needed? I bat at 5, 6 or 7. What does the team need from me as of now? So once I start thinking about the process that I need to follow when I'm there, I don't have enough time to think about whether I'm in form, I'm not in form. Did I score match runs in the last game? Whether this bowler got me out? So all these things become irrelevant. So again, you go back to the process, you have belief in yourself. क्योंकि क्रिकेट में फॉर्म एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो किसी ने देखा नहीं है. You know, एक बंदा 3 मैच 4 मैच में 0 पे आउट हो जाता है, फिर वो 100 बना देता है. So it's an abstract. Form is an abstract. You know, it comes in 10 minutes, it goes in 10 minutes. So we never know when that 10 minutes will come. So you have to be positive, you have to believe in the process, you have to be aware of the situation, and that's what gets you out of trouble.
This, you know, my father once told me this. He said ki, I asked him this once, saying, I wonder if Mahi bhai feels vulnerable at some point. And he looked at me and he said, एक पापा पे क्या जूझ रही होती है वो सिर्फ पापा ही जानते हैं.
I would 100% agree, you know, but again, as I said, when you have that extra role and responsibility of taking care of everyone that is around you, आप अपने जो भी दुख होता है या प्रॉब्लम होता है उसके बारे में थोड़ा कम सोचते हो. And in a team sport, often, yes, the individual brilliance is there, but we rely on the team effort. तो कई बार दूसरे के हेल्प के कारण, लेट्स से आई एम गोइंग थ्रू अ पैच जहाँ पे मैं बहुत अच्छे से स्ट्राइक नहीं कर रहा हूँ, यू नो, बट रन रेट ज़्यादा है, तो कई बार होता है कि मेरा जो पार्टनर होगा, यू नो, वेदर इट्स अ नंबर 4 बैट्समैन और 2-3 जो भी होगा, he gives me that few deliveries because he's scoring boundaries. Then we are converting those 1 runs into 2 runs or 2 runs into 3 runs. Those are the things that really help you. And same thing will happen to the other guy, and that time I need to take that responsibility. And that's what the team sport is all about. That's what needs to be done in a team environment. And often we think that team hai to sport hota hai. No, it is applicable in business. It is applicable in a family, because family mein bhi aap ek team ho jate ho. So you have to look at it in a way that you are very positive about it, and you have to make the most of everybody who's around you.
Sure.
Yeah, so most of my friends today who are in their 20s and 30s, they're very hungry for success. They want quick success. So as someone who has had such a fantastic career and has achieved so much in the eyes of the public, does it feel like there is more to achieve? Is that hunger still alive? Or if not, what is important to you today in life?
You know, right from the start, I was not into that people should remember me as a good cricketer. I always said, you know, I want to be remembered as a good human being. You know, and if you want to be a good human being, it's a process till you die. You know, so cricket to me is a part of life. You know, so once I started playing serious cricket, or once I started representing India, you'll play for India for 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, or 20 years. If you are, you know, if you start at an early age, maybe 20 years and beyond, but the whole thing is it is still part of life. If I consider I live for, let's say, 60 years or 70 years, it's 1/3 of my life.
Right.
So you want your life to be productive. You know, if I score run, I'm scoring runs for myself. But what is it I'm doing that I'm making it better for people who's around? You know, so मैं ऐसा क्या कर रहा हूँ कि मेरे साथ का जो batsman है, you know, his life in the crease becomes easy for him. So for me, every day is important. I try to be the best version of myself, and that's what keeps me going. You know, and that is something that has kept me going for a very long time. And I don't think I'll change that perspective, because cricket will end, whether next year becomes my last year or the year after that. But again, it will be a part of my life. You know, that will have a comma or a full stop. You know, but the life continues.
मैं 5 और साल कम से कम.
1 year at a time.
1 year at a time. माही भाई, एक थोड़ा सा पर्सनल सवाल पूछना चाहूँगा मैं, क्योंकि मेरे को पर्सनल एडवाइस चाहिए. तो आई एम सिंगल, ओके, एंड आई फील लाइक, you know, when the rest of your life is so chaotic, having a partner who brings some sort of stability, that is very appealing to me now. कि बाकी दुनिया भर इतना काम में इतना chaos चल रहा है, at least home life is sorted. Do you remember how your life changed when you found some stability in a relationship, in your personal life? Like, does it help? Does it help to have, you know?
How many of you are married over here? I don't know. I asked this question and a lot of people laugh. You know, it's a serious question. How many of you are married? So that's one. Second, how many of you have a girlfriend who's steady and you think you'll get married somewhere in the future?
ये कोई confess नहीं करेगा. इसमें माही भाई आपने how many of you have a girlfriend who will get married पूछ लिया, तो किसी को commit नहीं करना है अभी.
No, so the interesting thing is it's how you look at it. You know, and I feel as a man, all the masala in our life comes from the wife. You know, she keeps our life going. You know, you may be the captain of the Indian cricket team or the ex-captain of the Indian cricket team. It hardly matters to them. It's
a grounding factor.
Yeah. You have a place in the house. and usually it's not your choice.
आपको भी भेजती है धनिया लाने?
That's what I said. You may be the captain, you may not be the captain. And the best thing is, they will be like, सब कुछ तो तुम्हारा चलता है. Whatever you say gets done. Everything you want, you get it done. But the whole thing is, it's what they want that you are doing, and they make you feel you are doing it. It's your decision. So if something goes wrong, which can, they're like, तुमने decide किया था. मैंने तो पहले ही बोला था. So they also help us in a big way because life is chaotic, as you yourself said. Now imagine there's a trainer in the house that is training you how to control that chaos by creating chaos inside the house.
Practice.
No, but whatever said and done, we all joke about it. That's a common thing. But they're the pillar of strength in the family. Whether it's my wife or if I see my mom, they are the ones who run the family. So I came from a middle class background. So my father will give the salary. After that, he doesn't ask her, how you will run the family. She has a budget, and now she has to run for whatever 30 days or 31 days. So they're excellent at it. अब बच्चे हैं, बच्चे को chocolate खाना है, आना उसी पैसे से. So they'll quickly reassign everything. Okay, yeah, this can be done. So I feel, they are the ones that bring that comfort into our family. You always fall back to them. You can ask them anything. Often when I'm frustrated, I take my frustration out on her. Which is not a good thing, and I have to eventually pay a heavy price. But that's how life is. So, if you find someone, that you're really happy with, please do get married. जो यहाँ पे bachelors हैं, और जिनकी girlfriend है, उनका एक misconception होता है, जो कि मैं clear करना चाहूँगा by ending this answer. ये मत सोचना मेरी वाली अलग है.
Speaking of, आपने budget कहा, that reminds me. Mahi bhai, what is your relationship with money because everybody here, right, as creators, इतना topic हो गया है कि इतना revenue कमाना है, इतना पैसा कमाना है. Money has become the center point for so many of us. Was there a point where you cared about money, or do you still care, or what is the relationship with money?
Money is an important part of life, but at what price? So money also, it has an impact. So we all want to make money. So for some of us, we may think, I want to earn money because I want to make the life of my parents comfortable. For some, they may think, for the siblings. For some, I want to make money because I want to make it comfortable for my children. So till the perspective is like that and the way you make the money is right. Now, I don't have any problem with it because different people get motivated with different things. So some may say, I have a car that costs 10 rupees, but I want to upgrade to 25 rupees. There's no harm in that. It's how you want to make that money. Second is, look to add money. Don't look to multiply money. Whenever there's multiplication, there's always a problem. So try to add, if it's changing you as a human, then it's not worth it.
Influencers, सुन रहे हो?
यहाँ स्टॉक वाले भी है ना? स्टॉक वाले कौन है?
रेवेन्यू बढ़ाओ, मल्टीपल
नहीं, सारे ने पुट डाल के बैठे हैं, सारे हंस रहे हैं. हमारा पोर्टफोलियो 2 दिन में 8% नीचे चला गया, ये खुश है. And they are the best, I watch them on television since I have a few stocks and everything. जितनी जल्दी ये पलटी होते उतनी जल्दी तो हम पलटी नहीं होते हैं. कि अब ये जो है ना निफ्टी साहब, निफ्टी को तो यहाँ जाना ही है, 19,300 ये ब्रेक नहीं करेगा, ऐसा वैसा. अगले दिन ये वापस आए हैं, हम 18,800 पे बैठे हुए हैं. नो, दे जस्ट, अब तो ये नीचे जाने वाला है जी. It doesn't have a bottom anymore. So yeah, but it's interesting, but like nowadays it's very important for you guys to educate, the newer, I would say the newer generation, because they want to invest in stocks. What is the right way to do it? Again, don't look to multiply. Multiplication karoge to problem hoga. And interestingly now all the business channels who keep saying, 95% of the FNO people, they undergo loss. But still people
Still
invest.
people do it. That's true. We're going to take one last question from Sharan and open it up to the audience. So whoever has the mic, just start identifying who you want to speak to. Sharan, go for it.
So one last question. So most of us, when we look at a celebrity, we feel like, okay, their life is perfect, everything is going well, happy life. So I wanted to ask you, is there anything that's like bothering you in life, any problems that you're facing? Like, is life really perfect?
The thing is, we all have a set of problems. We all face different kind of problems. For some, it may be different. From others, it may be different. But I feel problems are the real essence of life. Imagine if you have a life where everything is so smooth that once you get up in the morning, you don't really have anything to look up to. Because everything is so smooth, whether it's your business, whether it's something or the other. So for me, when I was like COVID times and all, I had a lot of times. My worry was, I have to make that bike. So once I've opened my bike and I don't know much about it, then I'm like, what do I need to do? For me, that is trouble. For me, once I FaceTime my daughter and she says, can you come tomorrow? That is a trouble. When my father, some 5-7 years back, he was like, you have played enough cricket. Leave it now. There are others who will play. So now, there are different things that's problem for you.
Yeah.
It's just that problems are important part of life, because if they don't keep testing us, we won't really improve. So I feel if all of us need to have problem, but there are certain people where their problems are much bigger than ours. And if we are well-to-do, we should try to take care of them, try to do our best, to guide them, so that they have a life, which is a bit more peaceful and where they're not worried about everything in life, every day. So that's what my view is about problems in life.
माही भाई ने problem बताया ना अभी Nifty 8% गिर रहा है तो.
वो खुश हैं.
All right, where are we taking questions from? Who has the mic?
Hello, Mahi bhai. Big fan, like all of us here. What is the low point of your cricketing career, and how did you come out of it?
I think the lowest point was 2007 50 over World Cup, when we lost. We didn't even qualify to the next stage, and that was brutal. There are lots of reasons. One of the simple reason was we were playing very good cricket till that point of time. Even before that, the series that we played India, we had done very well. So what happens in a competition is it doesn't go according to the script. हम जो plan लेके जाते हैं, generally ऐसा नहीं है कि वही plan होगा. It's like a CBSE का question paper, जो नहीं पढ़ा होता है वही आता है. So it's more like that. So that was a tough period. We lost, we came back. Our fans have had big expectation from us. So that had a very big impact, and that's the time where those 1.5 months, I had to recollect myself. I was also feeling very bad. In fact, next 2 days we were in West Indies because we didn't get a flight out. And then whatever was happening in India and all of that. So that was a low period. And that's where friends, come in handy. So yeah, to me in cricketing aspect, that was a really tough phase. But again, it teaches you. It teaches you how to go about when the result is not in your favor. And I always felt that was the beauty of sport, because every evening when I go and play cricket, or when I'm playing badminton or football, I will either win or lose. If I win, I need to be graceful. It teaches me how to behave when you are winning a game or when you are a winner. But when you lose, it teaches you how to be graceful even when you have lost a game. How to recollect yourself, come back tomorrow and try to win the game. So sports teaches you much more about the practical life.
And how is the trading going? How is trading going?
ट्रेनिंग अभी घुटने के नीचे कोई ट्रेनिंग नहीं है, रिहैब चल रहा है.
I meant trading.
ओ ट्रेडिंग, आप भी स्टॉक वाले हो? आपने भी पुट डाला होगा?
Yes.
नहीं, ये बताओ ये कहाँ तक जाएगी?
I guess last 2-3 दिन से अच्छा गिरावट का उम्मीद था, and we had a good run. अभी
नहीं, सही जवाब है join my Ricky channel, माही भाई.
Asif, thank you so much. Can we pass the mic to Vivek Mashani? Hi, Vivek.
ये भी stock वाला लग रहा है भाई.
Yes. So
Everybody with a wide smile, trading से.
So Mahi, again, a good fan, great fan of you, and thank you so much for coming here. It's like dream come true. My question is two parts, and which is related to investing, because sports and investing is like very, very close in terms of discipline and mindset, and how you need to prepare for the downside also. So my question is, you talked about process when you started with. How do you ensure that you are disciplined with the process, irrespective of the success or failures, and get that motivation that yes, I'll not deviate from it? And the second part is, like in our investing also, there is momentum and things are going fine and we are in the streak and winning zone. And वो फिर success चढ़ जाता है सर पे. So how to stay grounded and how to stay humble? What is your experience on that?
I think again, as you rightly said, process is one of the most important things, irrespective of the result. And adaptability is a crucial factor, because let's say we decide on a process. So we sit, all of us, we work the same way, whether in sports or in business. So you decide, okay, this is the path that I'm going to follow. But the key is the adaptability factor, because there are lots of things that we don't know about. The future has an impact on that. So how much you are aware of things that happening around, your journal knowledge needs to be good. And you need to keep revisiting the process that you are following, the path you are following. Because adaptability is a key factor. And you have to follow that process till you don't see something big happening on the wrong side. Because for a simple reason, people will come, they will have their own points, and all of us over here, if we are talking about something, we'll have different views about it. What is important is to respect that view and still take something, that can apply on yourself. And I always felt that the best of advices can come from anyone. So you have to hear more than speak. A lot of people, they speak more and they hear less. So I feel process is always important. And once you don't get the result, you revisit the process. And you take only the learnings. Kahan pe kya galti hui? Whether I was aware about it, whether I could have done something different, midway, jahan pe, I could have managed something, whether it's getting a positive result or maybe, minimizing the losses. In cricket also, we tend to do it. If let's say I'm an aggressive captain and there's a scenario where the opposition is having a good partnership and our strength is batting. So they have a good partnership. Now I need to get away with my bowlers who are not my main bowlers. And let's say if a wicket falls. Now an aggressive captain, he may commit the mistake of saying, no, I will attack. So what he needs to see is, okay, I'm attacking, fair enough. But in the next 5 overs or 7 overs, if a wicket doesn't fall, and my part-timer now needs to bowl to a batter who is slightly more set, what happens to him? So you go for so I would rather go for a par score, saying, if I get away with my part-timer, I will attack from the other side, even if I don't get wicket. Whatever they score, with my strong batting lineup, I look to achieve it. And what happens is 90% of the times, the answer is in front of us. But because our emotions and psyche is so strong, we choose to sideline it because we are still so much fixated on that one thing that we think, okay, that's the only right thing that is possible.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vivek. Shiva Jayachandran, your question, please.
Good evening, Thala. Being a Chennai guy, I think we deserve you more than anyone. And my question is, you have the only captain who has won all the major ICC trophies, 2007, 11, whatever the World Cup, and then the 13, the Champions Trophy. I know Asit asked a question, the low point of yours. But my question is, which is closer to your heart? Being 2007 World Cup with the young champs, or the 2011 with the experienced folks, or the 2013 from nowhere you guys won the Champions Trophy?
No, it's very difficult to pick one of the three because the challenges were very different. The set of challenges that we had in 2011 were very different to the 2013 Champions Trophy requirements or challenges. So, as a team, it's very difficult to pick for us. But if you're talking about the moment, there were few moments which I remember very clearly. One of them was after 2007 when he had won the T20 World Cup and we came back. So the whole of that Queen's necklace. Yeah. So we were in a bus.
True.
There were traffic on both sides. There were cars. People were out of their cars. And you see around, there were like people all around. And they all had a big smile on their face.
True.
So that's one that I'll always remember. 2011 we were not able to witness something like that because the World Cup got over. By the time we reached the hotel, it was too late. So we didn't see a lot of people celebrating. We saw it on television.
Yeah, that's right.
So 7 was special in that way. 11 again winning at home. That was the first time a team had ever won a World Cup at home. And that new trend started where, you know, the home team came out winners.
True.
So that's then 13, as I said, you know, it was a fresh team. But if I talk about the 15, 20 minutes that's best in my mind was 2011 World Cup before winning. So 15, 20 minutes before, in the Wankhede Stadium, it was clear that India will win the World Cup. They started chanting Vande Mataram,
True.
and the whole stadium was, you know, involved in
I
it.
think
So
we will
that's
witness-
the best moment.
I think we will witness that once again this year as well. And last question, which is your favorite stadium? You would have played it in everywhere. Which is your favorite
It's
stadium?
very difficult to pick, but I've played the most in Chepauk.
Okay.
You know,
Chennai,
because
guys, Chennai!
So from 2008, IPL started and, you know, you have minimum 7 games. But at the same time, we are one franchisee that has not played a lot of games in their home stadium.
True.
You know, because we had various issues and everything. So we kept switching. We had played at Pune. We have played at different places. So I think out of the 15 years or 16 years, whatever it is, you know, we have played like 7 or 8.
True.
So it's a lot of fun, and also the fact that the old stadium was very hot. So once they made the new stadium, you know, it felt like Switzerland to us. So when other cricketers come and complain that it's very hot, and you're like, oh, you haven't played in the old stadium.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shiva. And look at your smile. I think you're constantly
शिवा को
smiling.
चेपॉक सुनना था.
Hi, myself Praveen. I have one question only. Like, even though you have been a great inspiration for many people, right? Like, you always come up with new things, right? So when we thought like we are invited for this biggest event, right? Like when I see various kinds of reels, right, with your hairstyle, so every time I wonder like how Mahi sir comes up with so many different kinds of things, right? And when I saw you directly, the overwhelming thing is to the next level. So I didn't have any question, to be honest, but I just wanted to express that your hairstyle is always good.
Ma'am, I have
No,
the mic.
you don't have a question, I still have an answer. You know, you don't want to change things or do things differently for the sake of doing it. Let's say, you know, I'm heading a unit or something. The old guy, whoever was leading, if he has set some good practices, you know, I don't just need to change it because, okay, I'm the new leader, I'm the new head, so I need to change. You know, something that is working, something that is productive, you know, let it be. You know, a lot of times we tend to commit that mistake of changing it for the sake of changing it. You know, so that shouldn't be done. Similarly, everything applies to me. I don't change because I consciously want to change. I don't decide on the field because I want to look different. I don't want to prove to anyone if I'm a good captain or not. I just go there. To my best honesty, whatever database I have, I try to perform my role with utmost honesty. अलग हो जाता है कई बार, maybe, you know, मेरा जो book है ना, I'm not an MBBS, maybe I'm a 12th pass. So you think I'm an MBBS, but maybe I'm a 12th pass. That's why my way of doing things are very different.
This is Namita.
Ma'am.
Hello. I'm sorry.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, Namita Gupta. I'm editor of Provoke magazine and lifestyle influencer, travel influencer. Nami on the move. I want to know, now that you're taking a little time off from international cricket, do you get time to travel? Are you also a travel buff? And what kind of travel destinations do you like to travel?
No, mostly I do travel a lot, but not for vacations. You know, frankly, if you ask me, I have not been on a lot of vacations. So during my cricket playing time, mostly I would go to nations where cricket was there, and you know, I haven't seen a lot because I was like, okay, I'm here to play cricket, I'll play cricket and come back. So not a lot of fun that way. My wife loves to travel, so now our plan is that we are getting some time off. We want to travel, but we want to start from India. I said, you know, we have so many beautiful places over here. I would like to explore them first before, you know, heading to different places. So, sir, सर इंदौर हम हो के आए हैं, वहाँ का जो इवनिंग का स्नैक्स है ना, भुट्टे की किस से लेके आप लोग के स्नैक्स इतने होते हैं, खत्म ही नहीं होता है.
Sir,
And-
एक minute.
at the end of the session, do I get a picture with you?
A lot of people getting a picture. I don't want to promise anything because then everybody will ask for it.
I met you 15 years back in Bangalore, couldn't get a picture then. Today I want one.
No, we'll get a picture.
Well, hopefully today is your lucky day. Thank you, Namita. Yes, of
Thank
course.